I can't believe I got one. I had to test out this S25 Edge. There's so much hype out there talking about how this phone is great and is a great replacement for the S25 Ultra, or how it's up there as an Ultra because of how thin it is if you don't care for the S Pen. Well, I'm going to unbox this thing with you and tell you my first impressions. Let's get to it. So I'm going to go ahead and speed through this unboxing because most of them are pretty boring, and I'm going to talk about this phone in the meantime. You know, it came packed, of course, really well, and just like Samsung, you got to go through layers and layers of packing just to get to the phone. Now, when I purchased the phone, I went ahead and got a screen protector with it, and I'll talk about that here in a moment because you can get it at a discount. Now, again, this thing is very easy to open out. You just peel off the stickers, and you can pop out the phone. And I got to tell you, this phone, they are running a great deal on it. You can upgrade to the 512 gigabyte version, so that's good. It's got a lot of storage on such a small phone, and the fact that it's thin is a really good thing, but it's not quite as thin as you might think, and I'll show you here in just a moment. So it comes with the charging cable like they all do, but of course, no charging brick. And then, of course, you got the SIM card tray remover tool, which every one of them come with, and I have probably about 30 of those hanging around my house. Now, when you actually compare this phone to other phones like the S25 Ultra, look at this. It's a little bit thinner, but not as thin as I thought it would be. It's probably because I'm spoiled with the foldables that are really super thin. We'll show you that in a moment. Now, if you compare it to something like the S23 FE, it's definitely bulky compared to this thing, but it's about the same size dimension-wise. But then look at this. When you compare it to the Z Fold 6, the Z Fold 6 is actually thinner. So that was shocking for me. I thought it would be at least as thin as the Z Fold 6, but not quite so much. So I think I'm actually revealing a little bit of my first impression. Not as thin as I thought it would be. Now, you can get this anti-reflective screen protector with it at a discount when you purchase it, which I'll put that on here in a moment and show you how easy it is to put on. But I'll tell you, this thing being thin is not really there. Now, as far as pairing it, or transferring data, I went ahead and just used my S25 Ultra. It was pretty simple. You could just do it wirelessly. And it took about 35 minutes to do completely. I sped it up here because I didn't want to spend that much time letting you watch this thing transfer data, because it is kind of slow. You might get a little faster if you do it wired, but I went ahead and just mirrored the S25 Ultra completely since they are both 512 gigabytes of storage. Now, after it does its initial setup, it asks you to do a couple things on the phone, of course, and I went ahead and walked through all the new features in One UI 7. I didn't cover it here on the video because it did take me quite some time to do it, but it does give you a good impression of what One UI 7 is all about. Now, the screen protector does come with everything you need. It comes with the tools, it comes with stickers. It doesn't come with any wet cloth, which is interesting. But of course, if you do this right after you open the box, you shouldn't have many fingerprints on there. So you can wipe it with a dry rag or cloth. And then you go ahead and put this guide tool on there, which is really nice for guiding it on there. And then when you do, you're able to just put the screen protector on there after you wipe it down, of course, clean it off, make sure there's nothing there. It just guides it right on there, which is really nice. There's a sticker underneath that makes it stick, and then you just kind of slide and peel, and it's real easy to do, and most of the bubbles are out right away. And then you just take the tool off, and then you do the same thing on the opposite end where you just slide it and squeegee it off, and there you go. It's done. There is another sticker on the front, so you take that off, and you can see how nice and clean it is. And then the anti-reflectiveness is there now on the Edge, on the S25 Edge, just like on the S25 Ultra. And I like that about it. Now, as far as my first impressions on this phone, you already got a hint to it. It's not as thin as I thought it would be, and not as much of a weight difference as everybody screams about it. Now, I will say that the screen is very bright. It's very similar to that of the S25 Ultra, so I don't think there's much difference there. And as far as the size of this thing, it's the same size as the S25 Plus or 24 Plus. If you have either of those phones, it's going to be the same size as far as dimensions, height, and width. Thickness, it's a little bit thinner, as you can see here. This one's actually a little bit thicker than those other two phones, so it's going to be closer to the S25 Plus's size and thickness. So not a whole lot of difference there. And the main difference is missing the third camera. Now, this does come with One UI 7, so it does have that different look and has the morning brief, start fresh air. You see there, you press that and you get your early morning brief, or you get these briefs throughout the day. So it does have the features you get on the S25 Ultra, which is maybe why they didn't put this in with the One UI on the S25 series phones or the Z Fold is because they just wanted to be able to call this more like a Ultra phone than it truly is. Now I'm going to go ahead and spend some time, put this thing through the test. Going to do some photo stuff because I think in that where lies the big difference, because it's got the Snapdragon Elite chip in it, just like the S25 Ultra was. So I don't really think there's going to be a whole lot of difference in performance. It's got the same size storage. I think the big difference is going to actually be with the cameras. So you want to watch out for that video where I give you my full thoughts on this phone. In the meantime, I did create a video on my first thoughts on the S25 Edge, and you can check that out here. Until next time, God bless.